Today is the day. After months of spending time on the island, getting back into ARK, following through with the story, beating all the bosses, building some incredible bases, it's finally time to try and beat the Tech Cave and the Overseer and ascend from the island. This is going to happen today. Hopefully, at least. If we fail, that would be kind of awkward. But the plan is to finally ascend off the island, finish the story, and be ready for Scorched Earth. Today is finally the day. We've been on the island for a while. We've done a lot. We'll have a little look back at everything we've done, everything we've built on the island, or some things we built, because everything would take a while. That will probably be a separate video, but today is finally the day that we beat the island. We've done all the bosses on alpha level. They're right over here. They're smiling at us every day that we live here in my new Modern Tek Base, which is a state-of-the-art facility. I am basically Tony Stark now. I've got a very cool mansion here on this cliff, beautiful views. My teams are all standing proud and tall here, and yeah, today's the day. We're finally gonna face the Overseer. We're gonna do the Tech Cave. I have never done that before. I have never once in my life attempted it, even on ARK Survival Evolved, so I'm quite curious to finally see it. And now we have this strong facility. I feel like we're more than ready to take it on. So I've gathered everything that we need. I've made some good high-level fur armor. I've made some ghillie suits. I've made some soup. I think I have done everything that we need. I have the dinos ready. All the T-Rexes are at the volcano. I just need to take a couple of these guys still. I've got my own personal T-Rex over here, Mr. Drogon, and we got Yuki, the Uranus, here as well, that I'll probably take with me, and then we'll fly over and we should get started. Hopefully, guys, I will be back and we will be victorious and we'll have ascended, finally, on ARK Survival Ascended, and for the first time ever. But that is if everything, of course, goes according to plan, because I haven't done it. I know a little bit. I know the cave is difficult. That's why we have all the different stuff. I know there's a lot of lava involved, which might be the biggest challenge of them all. And then I have no clue about how exactly the actual boss fight at the end is. But today, we find out. But I definitely built the base worthy of a survivor that has beaten the island. So hopefully we'll prove ourselves worthy of this base. The reason I built this base, besides just wanting to do another cool modern build, was also to have a place for me to return to. The plan with me and my friends on a private server is that we're going to set up a cluster to Scorched Earth, so we can do everything over there as soon as it launches. But, you know, I don't want to spend 5 months in the desert without being able to do anything else. See water, see some greenery. So we'll still have this server going along with all the builds. So if I ever feel like it, I can always come back here and transfer back over, or maybe do some cool stuff over here as well. We'll see how that goes. But first, let's get ready for this fight, and in the meantime, visit a couple of bases we've built over our time on the island. Okay, we just transported all the way over here. You maybe still remember this place. This was actually my first modern base. This is the A-Frame that I built over here on the ocean, with the dino dock as well. A couple of other A-frames up there. I only spent a short amount of time here actually using this as my proper base, when I was focused on doing the ocean cave over here and getting some good ocean tames. But yeah, after a while I kind of moved back over to my main base, which was very central on the map. As you can see, we're right here at my ruin base in close proximity to the volcano, very central on the map. And this is my stables design, of course, that I did. One of my first tutorials I did. But it's very empty. That is because I've taken all of my tames, except this one, but I think that's not mine actually, over to my new tech facility, which is where I'll be having them in cryo so they don't die when I'm off exploring Scorched Earth, etc. But yeah, this was a very cool base. This was actually basically the place where I started building in ARK Ascended, and I discovered that I quite liked it. This was my first little starter build, the first real build I did, the first tutorial. Still has some Christmas lights on it as well. And then slowly over time we rebuilt the entire ruin structures here. This was a very fun base to work on and a very good base, very good location as well. And I had some amazing times over here. But after a while I moved on to some other projects, one of them being the ocean base we just visited. But eventually I did, of course, another ruin build, and that's where our last stop will be. And these are the mountain ruins. This is where my friends settled down when they started making their main base, and eventually I joined them and I rebuilt the entire base to be quite a extensive big base, which has a lot of cool big builds. Some of them actually being used, some of them a little bit less, but it does look very cool. I'm still very happy with the way this all turned out, and yeah, it was just a very fun project to work on, and it was also very nice to finally yeah, join my friends in the same base and having my bases and my builds being used as a working and living base. Yeah, this was a very fun project and a very cool place to live for sure. This is also where I'll collect the last few things that I need. I'll pick them up from my house right over here, and then I'll wait for my friend to join so that we can face the tech cave together. Because yeah, I'm definitely not looking forward to facing that cave by myself the first time that I do it. So yeah, we're gonna get ready. I'm gonna load everything into this guy or in my inventory, and then we should be good to go on one more adventure here on the island. Okay, I'm doing a voiceover after the fact because we did this part in Dutch and I don't want to have to translate it all, subtitle it all, or put you through listening to that. So instead, we're going behind the scenes. So I brought up 2 high-level cartridges, which was also very scary. I didn't record the taming for some reason. But anyway, we got cartridges. I didn't put the dinos very close to the door because I couldn't cryo them out, and for some reason I didn't think about bringing them closer after the fact. Also, I had a lot of trouble getting up this hill for some reason. I'm just too tiny. But that meant that we didn't get all the dinos in that I brought, which in the end I think was a blessing rather than a curse, because I didn't want to bring any more dinos down this cave, because this cave probably the most annoying thing, maybe even the most difficult thing that I've ever done in ARK. And for some reason dinos were also invisible, so they only spawned when I brought the Daedon close because they wanted to attack that, but not the Karcha, of course. And I started to stress out because you can already see Rex is coming down randomly, almost going into lava. So not the most fun place to be, but eventually we decided on me going on ahead a little bit, trying to clear out as many of the dinos as possible, which luckily with the Karchas was no problem at all. Like, they were chewing through everything very, very easily, which made it a little bit easier, because then the only part we needed to focus on was going down the hill and not losing any dinos. But my friend, she joined and she had all the dinos follow her in a big line, the big conga line, and that actually worked. So I focused on clearing everything out, making invisible dinos appear, I should say, because yeah, very buggy cave for us, but that's fine. I was just snapping at everything and making dinos appear, and yeah, that turned out to go pretty well without losing any of our Rex army. So that is always great. These Rexes have been through a lot. They've done a boss fight, so they are very, very strong. Good saddles as well, so I wasn't really worried about them, except falling into lava maybe, which at some points definitely caused me a lot of stress. The only things I was also worried about were these big gigas, of course, that can spawn, but with the Karchas I had faith, but of course the Rexes also want to chime in a little bit. So, yeah, eventually we did make it work. This was a very stressful part, though, because I saw this lava hole, I saw the spiral we had to go through, and I was like, this is where it all ends. This is where all my work goes to hell, and as you can see, it came quite close, quite close, but luckily not too close, and we were able to save these Rexes, get them back on track, and yeah, very slowly but surely make sure that all of these dinos, all of these Rexes make their way safely through this crazy spiral. You just know that whoever designed this map is really enjoying themselves of us all struggling having to go through this. But eventually we made it down, and I tried to help with fighting the Giga, and I jumped into the lava because it was a slope going down. For some reason, I'm not really taking damage. I have no clue why, because I'm clearly in the lava. Maybe I'm not, I don't know, but it wasn't registered, or it was registered a little bit of damage at first, but I think at some point it kind of stops, or it's just not doing a lot of damage. But anyway, I focused on killing the Giga first because it looked like I wasn't gonna make it out. Of course, I could have jumped off, but I wanted to keep my Karcha alive for as long as I could. So finally I made it on top of this rock and tried to get from the rock to the surface. It seemed like it wasn't gonna work. And then, because ARK is a flawless game, I finally glitched up onto the rock and I was out. Almost lost no health. It's insane. So now we are almost at the end of this lava cave finally, because that was so annoying. One Rex decided to take a little bath in the lava, but he made it out alright, and I was so surprised to see that, well, he did have a lot of damage because he had a lot of health, but in his general health speaking, it was alright, you know. He was fine. He could still move on and be totally fine. Then it is where the fun begins. Now, first of all, I had never seen any of this, so I was really impressed and really wanted to take everything in, but there's also a timer, and for some reason, at first I thought that was just a timer to get to the boss fight. Didn't realize this time also includes the whole boss fight. This was probably my favorite part, you know, seeing the entire ARK beneath you and where all the drops come from. That was really cool to see. I wish I had more time just to walk around. I might just do this some more time just to look around and not bother the boss fight. Also, we're doing this on alpha on the first try, so that's why we're so stressed. And yeah, because we didn't know what to expect. I managed to just keep my health up by landing every couple of times and, you know, taking some medical brew and stuff, keeping me alive throughout the whole fight. But yeah, this was all new for me. I didn't know how to beat this guy. I knew I could fly with my tech suit, that's why I brought it, but I didn't really know what we were supposed to do. We knew that he had some kind of shield, no idea how we were to disable that, but turned out just have to wait for him to do his kind of thing, and then he has no shield. But now I'm just focusing on shooting drones out of the sky, because of course they are my only danger here in the sky. But after a while of shooting these things and figuring out that there's really no end to them, there's too many. Yeah, we're wasting too much time trying to clear these guys all out. We finally started focusing on the actual boss fight. We had a decent army here with Rexes, not too big because we didn't bring everyone, but that's fine because we didn't really need too much. Because the shooting and stuff did enough and the Rexes helped where they could. Again, this was the first time we did this, so we were just amazed at this whole fight and enjoying everything and really looking forward to seeing every aspect of this fight. Really nice to finally do this and see like a little bit of the tech part of ARK, where that is all from, because I knew all the tech gear that was in the game, but I had never seen the actual tech cave and this overseer part, which is really awesome. As you can see, we're slowly chipping away at its health. I don't think we lost any Rexes. I think at some point the Daedon unfortunately did not make it through. But yeah, I guess we didn't really need to bring him in the first place. But yeah, this is the fun part where the first boss appeared back into the game. And we could take that on again. And this was where the Rexes really came in clutch, because they were really doing a good job bringing that boss right down. Okay, so right now we're not really too stressed. The only thing that's really worrying me is that I sometimes have to go into a little corner, land down, and then start healing myself up, trying to be healthy. I guess the good thing is me flying means that I don't really get attacked that much. Sometimes a drone starts bothering me, but mostly I'm only getting damaged by being cold because of the lack of fire armor right now. So that made the boss fight relatively easy for me. Like, I had no stress unless this little time where I dipped down too low. But other than that, it was quite relaxing, just, you know, shooting the bosses. Really cool seeing the dragon. I did not expect that he would actually also breathe fire in this stage. But yeah, I was really happy that I was flying here, because the fire, no. Should have warmed me up though. I shouldn't have been cold at this point, in my opinion. You know, there's a lot of fire around. Why am I still cold? Feels like it makes no sense to me. But yeah, we quickly took care of that boss as well. Love the fact that they bring back all these guardians again for this fight. And yeah, we just keep chopping away at its health. I definitely think that this would be a little bit easier if you bring more tames, like the full amount you're allowed to, and maybe some more people. But of course, we didn't. But we still managed. And then we saw the spider. I'm still confused why they have this order. I don't know if it's random, but it felt like weird seeing the spider last, since that is, in our case, that was the easiest boss to defeat. Well, no, the monkey was pretty easy as well. But yeah, we're just slowly chipping away at this boss fight, and yeah, this was a very cool experience. I can't believe that I've never done this on normal ARK, by the way. But yeah, this was the reason why I started playing ARK Ascended. I wanted to play through all of the story on all of the ARKs. So far only one, of course, because this is the only one we have so far. But yeah, I'm glad that I've been able to keep to my mission, even though a little bit of the distraction came when I discovered the new build system and fell in love with it, and this whole YouTube thing started happening as well. But we also still did manage to do this whole story for ARK, and now you can see we're very, very close. So this is a tense moment, of course, like, what's gonna happen? We're here for the story. Well, at least we got this one done right before, hopefully, Scorch releases. And yeah, this was amazing. Again, I wish you could spend more time here just exploring this room and the hallway, because this looks so cool. This is so amazing, and it felt like we had to rush through it a little bit, you know. Of course, you could probably take your time a little bit more, because we have like 10 minutes left, but still, the first time, you're really stressed. But eventually, we made it, and it was time to finally ascend of the island.
Is this what happiness felt like? Love? No. This is more like pride. Yes, that's it. I'm proud of you, Survivor. You've accomplished what few have. You've ascended. I once did too, when I was her. Helena. She was an explorer too. And like you, she traveled the Arks and discovered their secrets. You're following in her footsteps. Keep going. Discover what became of Helena and her friends. Survive the many challenges ahead, and you'll find me here waiting for you. Together, we may yet be able to save our world.
Just taking in the view one last time. The ocean, the greenery, a lovely view with water. That's it's gonna be a while since we're gonna see that again. We're gonna not have that much, but it's time. It's time to finally transfer over to Scorched Earth and be up to some adventures over there. We've done it all. We've defeated all the bosses. We've ascended. And now it's time to officially transfer as well. There they are, the bosses. It's time to actually go to another Ark and start a brand new adventure. Maybe just one more time before I'm ready. Just one more time, enjoying the view from the toilet. Just one little poo before we go. And then it is time. One last time. Those beautiful waves. The blue color. It's gonna be a while. I'm gonna miss you, but a new adventure is ahead. It's time to transfer to Scorched Earth.